Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Mesa Ridge 375 RDS. You guys have picked a really cool fifth wheel here. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. So of course you want to leave room for everything to open. You got a couple slides on your campsite, you've got your big awning over here, and you've got your slides on your off campsite. So leave plenty of room for all of them to come in and out unhindered, preferably nothing hanging over top of them, and leave yourself a nice walking path down this side. Also want you to think about where your power and water connection is going to be. So just to the behind the front, about the middle of the unit, is going to be your power on your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. And then your docking station is going to be just ahead of that. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, first thing we're going to be doing is unhooking our hitch. Hold down those two buttons till you get a green light. You change your hitch height to get it off your hitch. Once you do, all you're going to do is hit auto level. Auto level is going to bring down all of your auto leveling system. Now, note, landing legs up here, auto leveling system here, your rear auto leveling have the strong arms on. So when you arrive, make sure this is completely loose on both sides before you run down your auto leveling system. Once it's down, crank them down nice and tight. Just don't forget, when you do leave and you bring them all back up, make sure you tighten this back down. Loosen it to bring them up, but then tighten it back down once they're up, because they can wiggle loose during travel. So crank them down nice and tight when you leave. Anyway, make sure that I'm loose. Bring down your auto leveling system. Get your unit level. Once it's level, we can go ahead and hook up our water and power. Big long 50 amp cord here. At the end of that 50 amp cord, you need to plug into the campsite. We have this 50 to 30 dog bone, they call it. And if you need to plug in at home, you can throw this 30 to 110 on this end. Just remember to run appliances accordingly if you're going to run off 110. Don't want to blow a bunch of circuits. Got our power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. Docking stations here, they made it real easy. So here's your instructions, 3 ways to set this up. Underneath here is going to be your city water and fresh water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when hooking up water to your unit. Hook up our hose, hook up our water pressure regulator, but don't turn our water on yet. Come right here to your hot water heater. Open this up and make sure our drain plug's back in. You may have left it out last time you were camping. Get that in there nice and snug, then you can turn on your hose. After your hose has been on for a while, go inside, open up your hot water tap. Water's going to come out cold, but once it's coming out of there, you know that your hot water heater is full and you can turn it on from indoors. Other instructions here if you need them. Let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water, we're going to use potable water. Well, first, before hooking up the city water, we're going to go to pump or city water. Red to the left, blue down. It's set up for city as it is. Now if we're going to go dry docking, we're going to go tank fill. Turn everything to the right. Fill it up in the same spot. Treat your hot water heater the same way. Just remember, when you're going to use the tank fill is when you're going to want to turn on your water pump after it's full. Ready to tell this is full, just go inside and hold down your freshwater button on your tank checks. I'll show you that when we get inside. Set it this way to winterize, bypass the hot water heater this way. Got our water hooked up. Let's go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, show you a few other things. I'll start right here on the docking station. Got your main cable in and 3 different satellite hookups. Got a 110 out here. Little release valve here. You have a big long spray port. You wash off the unit. Underneath here is where your potable water is and your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. Down here's your black and gray handles. A little hose to go on the end of this spray port. Spray handle. If you have a docking light, come in at night, you want to turn that on there. Next, that's your hot water heater. And of course your power. And then here's where we'll dump your tanks. Big pass-through storage here. And your propane. Propane is on a regulator. Simply lefty-loosey here. Coming down the back of your off campsite, this is your vent for your microwave. Access panel for the back of your fridge. All of your big storage. Ladder, go up and check your seams. Caulk as needed, maintain your roof. Unit's also prepped for a Furion backup camera, device you can purchase from our store. Sets on the dash of your tow vehicle, electronically communicating with that and giving you a backup camera for the unit. Accessory hitch. More storage doors. Again, your rear stabilizing jacks. Nothing on these slides. Your awning, I've ran it just about all the way out. I'll show you how far to run that out once I get in. Over here is a quick connect LP. I'll put a grill out here. Here's a flue for your furnace. Steer clear of this if you're running your furnace. It gets rather warm. There's your extra sewage kit. You have a light out here. Your other propane tank. A couple outdoor speakers. These ones here, you push in here, pull out. And there's your regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Open it up here. Come around in front of your unit. It is prepped for solar. You can hook up a solar panel here and that'll trickle charge your batteries. Your strong arms, again, remember to loosen them when bringing things down, your landing legs. Tighten them up snug once they're down. Back around your off-camp side, you want to mention inside your storage area here is your battery disconnect. This disconnects all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. That covers everything out here. Let's go take a look inside. Alright, so come up inside your unit. First thing I like to mention is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Coming up the wall here, as soon as you walk in the doorway, is an access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Looks like you got a handful of 15s in there. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Just above that is your control panel. Start here on the left. These are all lighting. Porch and DS lightings. Here's your hallway light. Switching back and forth between your 2 black tanks. Here's where you turn on your hot water heater if you're hooked up to gas. Here's where you turn it on if you're hooked up to electric. Here's where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. Then your slide controls. Awning light switch and awning control. Finish running that awning out to show you how far to run these. So you'll see black until you get to the end. that white flap falls down. Once that falls down to 90 degrees and you can see that bar, you know you're out far enough. Track this back in. Closing up nicely. Little closet here. Come around the corner here. Turn on your thermostat here. To start with, turning on the air. Oh, you have to turn the temperature down to get it to come on here. Temperature controls on the right here. Here's your AC. Now you notice when I shut the AC off to go to furnace, AC will shut off rather quickly. Furnace kicked on. Now when you shut your furnace off, it takes a few minutes for the furnace fan to shut off. Tons of lighting around here. Accent lighting. A light for your pantry. Over here, a self-explanatory microwave. Do have a high and low fan on here, as well as a light. This glass top on your stove here makes an excellent backsplash. Simply set this to light, hit your spark, and there's your flame. Shut this off. Over here it does have a pilot light. Push and hold to get underneath there to light your pilot light for your oven. Like the Frigidaire fridge. You got all your controls for that. You have a water filter there. Oh, here's where your ice maker. A couple 110s here on your pantry area. 110. I want to come around to the side of your island here and talk about your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you're going to be gone for the day, nothing plugged in charging your battery, go ahead and use that battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. A lot of individual lighting here. You do have an extension on your table, so if you pull that out. See the furnace just shut off? It does take a couple minutes. Furious sound system. This is AM, FM, Bluetooth. While I'm pulling that up, and there's your music. So dual zone, you can play your music indoors or outdoors or both. AM, FM, Bluetooth compatible, CD, I believe DVD player as well. Let's bring your TV up. Just looking around up here. This will make a bed. That's recliners, and this will make a bed. I'll turn one of those into a bed for you real quick to show you how that works in just a moment. TV's all the way up. Find your remote in a moment, but first thing I want to talk about is your fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. Yeah, I can go through and look at all the different pretty colors that it makes. Actually, it doesn't, it just gets dimmer or brighter. But the biggest thing is the heat. Crank the heat up on this thing. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, you're sitting up here watching TV, instead of wasting your gas, if you're plugged in somewhere, turn on your electric fireplace here and it'll warm it up in here in no time. Now, let me find your remote here. Alright, found your remote. There's your television working. Shut that back off. This, all your remotes. In this drawer right here, there's one for the fireplace, one for the sound system. I'm going to take the other one back there to check your other TV. Turn that into a bed real quick. Let's find a place to set this. There we go. So I like to stand in the middle. These are Velcroed. Simply remove those. Stand in the middle, then you can get a hold of both legs and bring them out. Pull it towards you. Lay the back down. And just that quickly. That makes the bed. There's room for this one to come out as well. They're snug in the middle, no walking room, but they will both come down. Just reverse the process to put everything back. Just that quickly, you're back to a sofa. Again, this one will do the same. This will shut off some of the lights, but a lot of these lights up here are individual. One touches, they call them. Bring your TV down, head back into the bathroom. Oh, there's your other TV. It's on the other side. I thought you had one in the back. Bring that one back up. And there's that TV working. Now we can bring it back down. It's going up the hallway before we go into the bathroom. So this is a one control that you can actually control your auto leveling from. Go back to home, my RV, whole bunch of information you can scroll through here and learn about your RV. Excuse me, go to control panel. Again, leveling, or go through these and they'll tell you a lot about your trailer here. Touch the button on the bottom, shut that off. Coming into your bathroom, anything I want to mention in here, have a fan. This is where your 110 with GFCI resets at. Another thing I want to mention when you travel, I'm going to turn these bedroom lights on. When you travel, make sure that this door is locked back here. You don't want that bouncing around. Individual lighting up here in the bedroom. Prep for a TV back here as well. Just before you run your digital channel scan, make sure that light is on. It's a digital channel enhancer. Pick up more channels. Of course, your unit's all prepped for either a dog bed or a washer and dryer. Separate thermostat for back here. AC with quick dump back here as well. Well, that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. First thing I like to do is go through and make sure all my doors and drawers are closed. Let me turn this back on here. Make sure all the drawers in this dresser are closed. Drawers over in your cabinet are closed. You don't want nothing to impede any of these slides from coming in. Close. Shut this off. So again, up here, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede these slides from coming in. And you don't want to break anything just because you're bringing slides in. Once you have everything done, I like to come to the control panel. No main lighting here, except for these ones that are all off in the hall light. Then look around at all the individual lighting that I need to go through and shut off. You don't want to leave any lights on. Alright, now that everything's off, I'm going to go ahead and turn this one back on. We're going to start bringing slides in. Number one is going to be your bedroom. You'll hear it stop. Number 2, kitchen slide. You see the importance of having those drawers and everything closed. You don't need to be ripping off doors just because we're closing a slide. Number 3 can be your last off-camp slide. Again, of course, make sure your beds are up. Cable systems are nice and quiet. On number 3 in. Excuse me, we're on number 4 now. And lastly, number 5. One runs in rather quick. Slides are in, close your panel door, shut your last lights off. So when you come out of the unit, in order to close these steps up, you want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open, otherwise this will catch on it. Lift the door up, turn this handle to lock it. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn your handle and you're all set. Now I like to start out with is unhooking my water and cable. So once I know my water is unhooked, I can start doing some draining. And get up underneath here, we can pull our low point drains. And come to our hot water heater. Pull up on this pressure release valve. That's going to release all the hot water out of here. Once it's done, be sure to click this down, otherwise your door won't close. Then you can remove your drain plug. Before bringing up your auto leveling jacks, unhook your strong arms. Loosen them up. Get them loose, front and back. Come back up in here, turn this back on, and just hit retract all. That's going to bring up all of your stabilized jacks. Hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, you can take the sewage hose, comes with your convenience pack. Hook it right up there. Come in here to your docking station, and pull your black holding tank handle. That's going to be your sewage. Once it sounds like it's no longer draining, you're going to go ahead again, take your water pressure regulator, leave this black handle pulled and open, and hook up the hose at the dump station to the black tank flush. Turn that on for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash out your black tank, get all that nastiness out of there. Shut your hose off, push in your black handle, pull your gray handle. Now your gray handle is going to be your cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. Unhook your sewage hose and plug in to get ready to go home. Last thing I did want to mention, now that we can see it with the slide, close your freshwater drain. If you're using potable water, that's where you'll drain that at. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Mesa Ridge for many years to come. Happy camping.